What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful day. And I do apologize for not posting yesterday. I just didn't have much time here. I really do apologize for that. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the potential for the polar vortex to break and potentially move into the United States here. And the polar vortex is basically that really large low pressure of the Arctic Circle that's bringing out a very, very cold and Arctic air. So this won't be an ordinary cold front. It may look like one, but it'll be very, very cold air and as well potential dangerous wind chills when it comes to this here. So that's the Arctic Circle, that really cold air there. It's going to potentially break and apart can potentially move into the deep into the United States here later this month here. So this isn't guaranteed. However, it does look very likely, and we are seeing a model trend that this could possibly occur. So this will be a very broad forecast of the potential for the polar vortex. Really, we'll be looking at what the AO looks like for the future days or Arctic oscillation, and as well we'll be looking at who can get affected and where and timing, just all of that, and exactly how cold will it be. It's gonna look like an ordinary cold front, but it really won't be an ordinary cold front. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe if you want daily content when it comes to weather forecast for your area. As well, be sure to hit the hit the like button if you really enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on this polar vortex or will it affect you or how cold it'll be sure to comment in the comments below, and I'll do my best to respond to them here. Because obviously, I don't want to leave you guys wondering what this means and all that. So it's going to be looking at the AO Arctic oscillation forecast for the next few days here. So this will most likely happen in the third or final week of this month of January 2021. And basically, this has to be a negative AO or a negative Arctic oscillation, because this polar vortex is expected to potentially happen in the eastern United States, not the western United States. So we're looking at maybe the Northeast, the East Coast, and potentially the Midwest that could possibly get hit quite hard when it comes to this cold front here. If you look at the future AO forecast, it's going to be negative, and a negative Arctic oscillation forecast means a colder eastern United States and a warmer eastern United States. So if you want cold air in the west, you want a positive AO. However, the forecast right now, let's see, this is the 1st of January 2021, and this is the 16th of January. So obviously we're right here on January 11th. So we're right in the middle here. So you see we are in the very deep negative Arctic oscillation. So that explains the big cold air we've seen in the eastern United States so far this month. And that's why we saw that deep southeastern snowstorm just today and yesterday. So that's all possible because we have that very deep cold air in the eastern United States here. And however, you look at this, the forecast is going to stay at a negative oscillation all the way past the 16th of January to potentially the third and final week of January. So we're looking at a negative AO for the next few days, or the next few weeks, should I say. So that would help, make this polar vortex more likely to occur, because again, this polar vortex will most likely occur in the upper Midwest, Northeast, Ohio Valley, and the eastern United States in general. But again, it'll be a lot more severe and actually deadly cold for some areas, more near the Canada border, of course, not in the deep southeast. However, it will be very cold, maybe some 20s and teens are likely down there. But again, going to be negative Arctic oscillation, all the way up to potentially up in the let's say the high 20s for January. So maybe January 28th, 29th. That's when we start to see that higher negative Arctic oscillation, where we get near a positive Arctic oscillation. But as now we're seeing negative, so this could help support cold air for the eastern United States. Another model, of course, there you see this is January 19th here and even beyond, and that's looking at the GEFS. And you see we're here, that is January 14th, and we are right here at the 11th. So we're now at a negative Arctic oscillation. In this model, however, the GEFS, they get us deeper into Arctic oscillation when it gets to that second and third week of January. There you see January 19th, we're starting to go up a little bit, but right here the 16th, the 17th, and 18th, that's when we have a very deep Arctic oscillation, or negative Arctic oscillation, and then it moves a bit higher up to where we are right now. So right here, we're kind of right here right now, where we're right there. If you go all the way to the past near January 19th, we're kind of the same line, or kind of same number wise when it comes to negative Arctic oscillation. So all the way past the 19th of January, we are looking at a very cold eastern United States and a negative Arctic oscillation pattern. So that also, as well, supports this potential for the polar vortex here. So there you see that very strong, deep core low pressure up there in the Arctic Circle and the North Pole, of course, not the actual North Pole, but the northern pole, not the southern pole. So there you see the Greenland area, there you see northern Canada, there that whole area in the Arctic Circle there. Well, obviously we are not seeing sunlight until spring. So there you see the purples where they had that deep core low pressure, very very cold air. You see, obviously it's kind of starting to break up a little bit, but this is the 4th of January. This is actually not the actual. This is actually not the actual, I guess you could say, polar vortex, but it's I guess it's a pre-taste to what we'd expect here. So you're gonna be seeing a very strong low pressure and high pressure to the west, gonna bring very very cold deep very deep cold front all the way deep into the United States here, you can see. But this is the big one we're looking at right here north of that. That's of the Arctic Circle. This is actually not a polar vortex because it did not come from the Arctic. It did not come from the Arctic Circle or the North Pole region. Not the North Pole Santa thing, but the North Pole, like the Arctic Circle. And they got the Southern Pole there near Antarctica. So this is not a polar vortex because it did not come from the Arctic Circle, but we're looking at right here. Up here is that big cold front there, and you see that deep low pressure there that bring that extreme cold air continues to move more south. Let me give you an example there. There you see it moves way more south the next day, and it gets stronger there. So we're going to start bringing that cold air now into the northeast, and that's when we start to get a taste of this potential polar vortex. Now, getting a little bit of taste right here in the northeast. So you get that first little cold air moving in from the furthest kind of tip of that cold, or I guess you could say that polar vortex, and there you see it's going to kind of stay a little bit north. However, we're going to continue to bring that very cold air across portions of the northeast here, and we continue. There you see now that cold air is starting to really move in towards this region here. You kind of see the breaks up. This polar vortex breaks up. There you see one part to the north and one part to the south. This is not going to be the whole polar vortex coming in. That would just be historic. But it's going to be breaking up, and then a little piece of it will come in. Obviously, it stops before it actually goes deep in the United States. But you can kind of see a Great Lakes, northeast, and then gradually an eastern not snowstorm, but eastern cold front as well. But that is January 21st. Again, models still show to be a negative oscillation by then, so it could move even more south here. But here's a look at the actual temperature outlook. So there's that first cold front again. This is the regular cold front coming from the Pacific Northwest. That's not unusual. Obviously, that happens every single winter and every single week of the year where you see cold fronts like this. But there you see that Arctic cold air there. There you see this this negative Arctic oscillation pattern, very cold air to the east, warmer west, and then you see the cold Arctic Circle there in the little Bay Area in northern Canada. And there you see that cold air starts to really move in now, and there you see now it starts to move more. It breaks up. It's going to break up in half right here. You can kind of see some cold air moving to Canada. It's going to be there breaking up, and there you see that cold air rapidly dashing inside the United States here, all the way from the whole plains, eastern United States there, and you see really affecting that northeast United States there. But there you see that Arctic Circle, the Arctic region, and that pole area is still going to be cold, obviously, but then that warm air to the north starts to really push it out here. And this is the thing. After this, it could be a switch into getting near a positive Arctic oscillation, where you start to see a very cold western United States with a big warm front moving into the eastern United States and as well Canada. So, like I said, right after this happens, it could very well switch to a positive AO, which is not too uncommon to occur like this. However, right now, next few weeks, we're looking at an Arctic oscillation or positive Arctic oscillation up to the point of the end of January. So that's something to keep in mind here. Again, this isn't going to be historic. It's just something to really keep in mind. A little trend we're looking at. Potential piece of the polar vortex potentially move deep in the United States. Obviously not historic, not like a once in a lifetime thing. This is just nothing close to what we've seen that is historic when it comes to polar vortexes. But there you see that big Arctic air right there, the Arctic Circle there in the north in that pole region. That you can kind of see the little Arctic Circle right there, where it's that deep cold core low pressure. But there you see this first cold front moving in the 16th, deep cold there up from 20s, 10s, even some single digits there. But there you see that deep cold there in the northern Canada area starts to move more south. You're now starting to see up some single digits and negative digits there when it comes to the upper Midwest there. Of course, nothing out of the normal. Like I did say, it's not going to be historic, but there you see those cold temperatures really moving in now. Look at that. See now negative digits now, very widespread. This is the 19th, which is kind of what we're still, that's kind of the time frame. The 19th, 20th, and 21st is kind of the time frame. There you see that deep rush of cold air moves in, now seeing negative digits. This is not wind chill. This is real-time temperatures up to negative 15 degrees there in the upper Midwest, with up to negative 35 degrees to negative 40 up there, and where you had that main very strong low pressure, and then it continues to move that cold air, getting closer now to the northeast. Here, you're going to start seeing some single and negative digits by the 21st. So you start to see there's that big cold air that's going to start rushing into the eastern United States here, especially the Northeast and the Midwest. So definitely something to keep in mind here. Again, I want to keep you guys updated with this. Not going to be historic. However, it'll be very cold, and for some areas potentially deadly frostbite's possible if you're out too long, and this could possibly be an advantage for some snow chances in the eastern United States. So even in the southeast, you have an advantage to get snow, because this can bring in very cold temperatures. For example, up from some 20s there and down central Texas, some 30 up there in Florida. So we're looking at a very big advantage for many people in the eastern United States to get snow or extreme cold there. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye guys.